YouTube family, my name is Elysia English and welcome back to our channel. Okay, you have to see what I have done to my pantry. My plan today was to get some work done in the pantry, and I came in to start getting some of my supplies prepped while Philip is doing some work on the exterior of the property because we have a big project coming up that he's working on getting some space cleared out for.
All of this wood here was generated just from a few trees that fell down on our brook. When we first moved here, there were a couple trees that were laying down almost flat, leaning on other trees that we had to get out. At the time, I didn't know where to put all the branches of the tree, so I just placed them here for now. It's such an eyesore, and with the hurricane that hit, we have more trees. So in anticipation of the new build that's coming this week, I'm excited to get this brush out of here and burn. Some of this wood is really good for burning for a wood stove, and some of it's not. Some of it will just burn right now as brush and get it out of here. But my whole job today is get this eyesore out of here and cleaned up and looking really nice.
Look at what I have done over the past week and a half preparing for my Christmas market, which is coming up on November 26th. I have officially taken over the pantry, working on prep to get everything ready. I have the work table here. This was in the middle of the room, all stretched out with all of my supplies on it. I have taken over the kitchen table. Philip is so patient and understanding with the fact that we are in full production mode, but I need to move all of this out before I can even think about getting any work done in the pantry.
On the graves, in the cracks of 1,000 leaves, somewhere in between our past and our future, rolling over all the dividing things. Are you still listening? Wanna be heard by you? Slow fall into the Indian Sea, where the cold and the hot meet, and the powers that be lead.
I am going to make a gigantic mess in the pantry today. I think it's gonna get way worse before it gets better. But now that I have all of my Christmas market stuff out of here, what I'm gonna do is finish sanding all of the putty. I've done a few different layers of putty in this space to be able to keep these original walls, keep the original wainscoting that they had here from goodness knows what year since 1899. We were able to keep and salvage those original tiles by adding that Aztec pattern. So I just really want to keep up with keeping the integrity of this room, which is why I'm putting so much elbow grease into making sure these walls can stay here and stay smooth and make sure everything's, puttied the way that it needs to be to have that completed final look. My goal is that within the next 2 days, I'm completely done this pantry renovation, aside for the spot that our fridge is going to go when our fridge arrives. I will be adding a built-in around that once we actually get the fridge here on property and I can get the proper measurements. But I want all the cabinets hung, all of the cabinets painted, and the walls painted by the end of day tomorrow. spent the last, I would say 45 minutes just trying to scrape off a lot of the pink paint that was at the top of the ceiling, where the top of the wall meets the ceiling. As you've probably heard from previous videos, we are not tackling the ceiling yet in this pantry space for the reason of that we need to do a complete gut job on our bathroom. And then all of the plumbing that you see on the ceiling here is going to be completely rerouted. But what I want to do is make sure that the walls, for the most part, are completely clear and puttied and perfect from the height that we are going to have where the new ceiling will eventually go. We will have some type of a drop ceiling. We think maybe some type of a shiplap style and incorporate some of the wood beams that we have in the kitchen space. That's kind of our ultimate dream for the ceiling when we get to that point. But right now, I just don't want to see all of that, the super big layers of the old wallpaper and all the layers of paint that were up there that are just kind of sitting almost like a border around the perimeter of the top of the room. It is not coming off easily, but I am getting a time lapse of all of the different wall colors and wallpaper that they've had over the years in this room since 1899. Literally, there's so many different layers on here. But remember, this was the original kitchen room, so it's kind of neat to see how many different colors and variations of styles this kitchen really had over the years. But not loving scraping all of it off, but I'm gonna get it all done today. So just working inside, and I start hearing all this ruckus outside, and Philip is moving all of the tree fall that we had taken down in the spring.
Our neighbor speaks my love language.
Your neighbor speaks your love language? He brought you a gift. So funny story, earlier this week, Philip and I took a love language test online, so we've been making jokes about what our love language is. So, okay, you're not only not on your own four-wheeler, but you have a different...
A trailer and a four-wheeler. A badass.
Aw, best neighbor ever. He was dragging it with his four-wheeler, taking it over to the burn pile and going through any lumber that we can use or not use. And the neighbor must have brought this over for him. As he's out here working, it's starting to rain, but he's determined to get this pile cleared up by the end of the day today. I think we have some fuel here. We can top her up before we take her back.
Put a little bit of gas in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll put some gas.
Yeah. Well, you have a huge, literally dent out of this. Yeah. So all of this brush was basically from the fallen tree that was right here that Philip removed last year. But now we have all of these trees down from Hurricane Fiona. So we're just doing the next 3 or 4 days of just a lot of like land clearing and cleaning up. There's a sort of a temporary fence that was around the entire property when we got here that's kind of just on the ground. We're just kind of trying to get some things picked up before we start one of our large outdoor projects on the weekend. I'm coming out to check your progress. Make sure you've been working.
Yeah, what have you been doing? Did you turn that, what is the pantry? It's been a waterfall, an animal sanctuary.
Storm shelter.
A storm shelter. How many things can that thing be but a pantry?
Yeah, this week it's been a craft room.
Yeah. But a pantry.
By the end of this week, it will definitely be a pantry. Holy! Right? Look at this!
And we got some firewood.
Wow, I mean, it's raining right now, but when it dries, it will be. Also working in the rain. It's been raining probably the last hour or so, but look at the progress. Wow, what a difference an afternoon can make.
Thank goodness for the neighbor to bring over the...
That definitely sped up the process for sure.
Yeah.
So another project that Philip and I tackled today was making sure that the greenhouse is getting kind of prepped up and ready to kind of close up and pack away for winter. Organizing pots, putting things away, making sure it's empty so we can utilize it again in the spring, and just making sure we don't have any debris or anything on our orchard side.
Something about finishing the day next to a warm fire I think sounds really good.
So nice. We need some warm hot chocolate and marshmallows and maybe a little fairy to come and do the rest of this work for us.
Reflect on all the work that we did today.
Reflect on all the work we did today. We have a really exciting month of content planned. We are pumped about some of the projects that we're going to tackle this month, make some progress on the interior of the renovations, and work on some exterior projects that have been on our to-do list since the moment we got here. So it will be so nice to get some of these things tackled before winter. It's going to make our life so much easier, more organized, and I think add a little character and charm to our property here on our English homestead. Thank you so much for always cheering us on. We are so thankful to have all of you part of our life. Check back for daily videos this month because we want to see you every day, and we will see you on tomorrow's episode.